time, we really wanted an N64 as kids, and I remember the first day we were finally getting one. I went over to my friend's house and I probably just said, I'm getting an N64, I'm getting an N64 for a good 10 minutes, just to annoy the hell out of my friend's parents. We go from N64 to taking a loan out to get a GameCube. From there, I just kind of became a gamer, got a computer eventually, shared it with my older brother. We had time limits on how much we could play video games, be on the computer as kids, because we enjoyed it so much. But I think that's a good thing, because it at least kept me grounded enough to stay in sports, focus on school at least a little bit. Someone, I can't remember who, had a SNES or something. I was really young, and they played the original Mario, played Duck Hunt. I really enjoyed that game, of course. And I think that kind of sparked the love for console games and stuff like that. And then from there I grew into being a video game player and being more and more hardcore as I grew up. Majora's Mask was a really good one for N64. Oh, probably Pokémon Stadium actually for the N64. That was, I was pretty young at the time, but the mini games in Pokémon Stadium were my absolute favorite. Played the crap out of those. But yeah, those are the two games where we just played them until our parents probably just got sick of the music. We played them so much. My brother was a big part in forming my enjoyment of video games. He's 2 years older than me, right? So you kind of look up to him as a little brother, and he gets into video games, so I'm like, oh yeah, I want to play that too. So I kind of formed myself off of his interest. My parents, they never played video games at all. My mom actually, when we were young, we'd play RollerCoaster Tycoon, and we'd be like, oh man, I can't beat this, I don't know how to win. So she'd actually come in and win RollerCoaster Tycoon maps for us and stuff like that. But other than that, honestly, our parents don't game very much at all. I played WoW for the entirety of Burning Crusade, got ranked 1 a few times. Vanilla came out when I was 12 or 13, and then once the Burning Crusade came out, I started playing the Arena when that came out, and probably about 13 or 14 at the time. Got Gladiator in the first season. I was at first when I saw the Arena, I was like, oh man, it's gonna be so cool seeing all those super good PvP players and stuff. And I'm going to the Arena and I get Gladiator first season. I'm like, okay, I can do this. So I keep going with that for a while, and yeah, that's where it started. In high school, I think I balanced it pretty well. Played soccer, was in track and field, played music a lot. Once university came along, I kind of stopped sports and music, to be honest, for the most part. And it was pretty much just go to school when I need to, play video games when I don't need to. Eventually I'd start skipping classes to play video games, the classic, but I managed to get through it. I graduated university with a Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience. That was actually perfect timing, because I graduated just before all of the really competitive stuff started happening in Overwatch. So I got picked up by GFE a month before graduating, and then from then on I was just all in on video games because I saw the train, and it was the perfect time to hop on. When Overwatch came out, I was like, okay, that looks interesting. I wasn't super into it or anything. I guess once the first free-to-play in the beta came out, I played that the free weekend or something. I can't remember how long it was. But yeah, me and my friends, we just played the shit out of it. Some of them, were like, it's okay, I'll play it when it comes out and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, the free weekend's over, I have to play more. So I'm friends with Conradical, who is a big WoW guy, and he had contacted Blizzard who could help me get a key. So I got a key into the closed beta for the second phase or something, and then just never stopped playing from then. So off the bat, when Overwatch first came out, I had a couple friends who were a little more competitive than the rest of them. So I was like, hey, they're like, hey, you want to form a team? And it's like, yeah, okay. So we formed a team. We played in the Gosu weeklies. I think one of my most memorable experiences from back then was actually getting stomped by the team Nubris, who was made up of Buds, Cool Matt, those kind of guys, who was pretty cool being their teammates in the long haul. After that first team broke up, I just I was the only one left who actually wanted to keep playing competitively or something. So I just went to the OW, found another team, did okay with them, they eventually kind of broke up, follow someone else to get into another team. You know, that keeps happening over and over for a little while. And then eventually, I guess I just play enough to have GFE notice me. They pick me up, playing with GFE. We get dropped, form F in our GFE. You know, we do really well, go to contenders, place pretty well for a completely unsponsored team, and then get picked up with the Outlaws. I've lived with my parents my whole life, lived with my dad for the last year and a half or so, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm making some good money. They asked me to move down to California, get to live in an apartment. It's pretty cool. Linkser is my first roommate. I guess it's kind of brought me out of my shell. So yeah, it's great. No winter is pretty nice, you know. Came down here in a parka, and now I just have a nice light jacket whenever I need to go outside. So this week we're just going to be, you know, practicing, preparing for Dallas Fuel. The week after that, we're probably just, you know, grinding it out for the beginning of the season. I'm excited for Tyrong to get here. Once Tyrong is here, I think we'll be in full steam. So that's going to be really exciting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And thanks so much for watching.